Being able to get the most out of your garden, especially in a small space, tiny garden situation, can be difficult, but I've got an idea that may help some of you out. This is the Urban Sentinel. Let's get into it. So I'm out taking care of my garden, checking on things. Progress is moving along for some of them. And I had an old pallet sitting in my garage, and I decided, well, it's taking up space in there, so I want to figure out something to do with it in the garden. The idea that I had is I propped it up on these cinder blocks here, and I just used 2 wooden stakes to hold the bottom end, and I secured it up at the top end over there. What I'm doing is taking these cable clamp hooks and these old plastic pots that came in a flat of like flowers or vegetables or something that you usually buy when you're getting them 6 at a time, and I'm screwing them into the top ends, and I'll be setting them probably on every other part of the pallet along here. Now the actual pots, they're kind of flimsy. They're on the equivalent of a red Solo cup type of plastic, so they're really not meant to hold a lot of heavy items. So when you put soil in and you add water, that's going to pretty much start to put a little bit of stress on it. So I'm figuring I'll probably put in some herbs or very lightweight vegetables, nothing heavy, but most likely it's going to be herbs that I'll do in there, and then I'll be able to have a second area to plant some additional herbs that I didn't originally put down in the beginning when I started this garden earlier in the season. Now all I did was basically take my knife and I just pre-drilled a little hole. I put them in across several of the boards. I still got to finish up one down in here, and then one in the middle. It just makes it a little bit easier to start drilling the screw in instead of trying it directly into the wood that way, because these really aren't meant for going into the wooden pallets. They're mostly meant to go into drywall. But I'm using them because that's what I had on hand at my workbench, and it's pretty much going to be the quick solution for what I need. The other reason, if you look right here, this pot has these 2 little hanger gaps where you would basically have them suspended or hanging, and this is just wide enough and it's flexible enough that I can slip it over the hooks and it holds it that way. As you see on here, sits right in there, holds it right in there. Now, am I 100% certain that once I put soil in and I add water that it's not going to break? No, I probably will end up using some zip ties, or I've got some just string inside the greenhouse that I'll end up using, maybe wrap it around, make a loop, tighten it up and hang it over there so it holds on to the rest of the actual pot, just on the off chance that little bit of the plastic snaps. I'll pretty much line it up, put it into the little divot. The only part that sucks, aside from dropping it, is that these screws are a Phillips, or a flathead rather, instead of a Phillips head. So the angle's a little precarious. The struggle is real. And just take the little bit of the edge, line it up, hang it over. Now I've got 9 of these pots, and I'll probably just do 3 and then space 3 and then the next space and then 3 down below. I'm not going to go too much lower because I actually have my 2 baskets of potatoes that sit in front of the pallet. So those bottom 3 will be just above the top end of where those baskets are. So they'll still be able to get sunlight, and I don't want to get them, blocked off that way when they're trying to grow. But if you've got a balcony or a small terrace or a small patio, someplace where you don't have a lot of square footage, if you can lean a pallet up and secure it so it doesn't blow over, this might be an alternate way. And of course, changing up the hooks that you might use and the different style pots that you might use will give you a chance to basically grow multiple items that you could even switch out if you've got other pots growing inside your house or your apartment, seeding and getting a little bit bigger on standby, and then you can rotate them out or move them into larger pots someplace else later on. It really comes down to looking at your actual growing space, your lighting, and the conditions that you're going to be working with, and figuring out how you can make it best work for you. For me, in this garden, it fits perfectly in the space, and it's a little bit easier for me to handle with the smaller items that I'm going to be using. And I've got the rest of my garden growing into the buckets and the barrels along here, every place else, which they're starting to come up relatively nicely right now. It's still kind of early for some of them, but I'm crossing my fingers on a few that should be starting to come up, and hopefully they will in the next week or so. But again, it all comes down to making the most out of the space that you have. Keeping it flexible is the key thing, because while yes, once you've gotten into the rhythm and the habit and everything else, it moves along pretty good. But being able to stay fluid to the moment, whether it's weather conditions, whether it's a location, you know, it would suck if something happened and you had to move, and you've got this like large, huge garden, but if it's relatively portable and you have a way to transport it, you might actually be able to pack up, move it along like a, you know, a gypsy vagabond until you get to your new place and plop everything down, set everything up, and keep on going. I'll have another updated video on the rest of the actual container garden, everything from the potatoes and the squash and all the other vegetables I've planted, probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks or so. Meanwhile, you can check out these videos. They're going to pop up here on the end screen. You know, maybe it'll give you a couple ideas on what to do, or more appropriately in my case, what not to do when you're working on your garden. Till then, that's it for now. Catch you in the next one.